hoping to add to his imposing record. He's won 14 races with 11 placings from 29 starts and 3.5 million. Good sign with the sprinter, so relaxed.
Yes, he's just slightly starting to break it. No, not really, but he was sweating a little more in the Scalacci. He looks perfect today.
He's rock solid in the ring. Spinning Hill, there's a fair bit of support for her with Frankie Dettori riding. Pat Payne not riding Spinning Hill because he's coming back from suspension. Didn't want to take a ride before Northerly today. Would have probably had to waste it just a little bit to ride Spinning Hill in this race.
Spinning Hill has got a shine about a coat today. Sometimes she can be a little bit dull in the coat and still race well, but by gee, there's a shine there today, and if her form improves like the coat has, I can assure you Falvalon's got a race on his hands.
There's Mystigic, won the race last year. Third in the Scalacci, third in the Manicato, has a terrific record at Moonee Valley. 3 starts, 2 wins and a placing, and unbeaten at 1,000 metres here. Phoenix Park, first start at 1,000 metres today. Versatile horse, normally best fresh, coming back from the Epsom 1600.
Yes, well, Gay Waterhouse, she does try different things with horses, switches distances, and let's face it, she has considerable success at it.
We look at Spinning Hill. John Letts behind the barrier there. There's the betting, 2.10 Falvalon, 3.30 Spinning Hill, $4 for Mystigic. Well, John Letts knows this race pretty well. He won the very first Schweppes Stakes in 1976 on Scamander. John, that brings back a memory. How does Falvalon look?
He looked very well, Bruce. I heard Max say that he'd broken out a little bit, but he's very relaxed around here. Him and Mystigic, it's interesting, they're drawn alongside each other, and the other danger's drawn on the outside, Spinning Hill, so it's going to be interesting to see out of the two whether Glenn Boss or Damien Oliver, they'll both go forward, but whether they go very hard, I just think this will be a cat and mouse game, this race.
And the other key is Century Kid, is whether or not they press forward with Century Kid or take the sit. You'd say that Mystigic will look for the lead. There's Spinning Hill, so a couple to go in for the Schweppes Stakes. Let's join our caller, Brian Martin.
Now here's Phoenix Park. Phoenix Park goes in. And the last of the 6 is Spinning Hill. Manicato winner, Scalacci winner. Set to go. The best sprinters in Australia. They're here for the Schweppes. Racing away in a good line, and Mystigic bounced away quickly down on the inside and beat out Falvalon, Century Kid and Bomber Bill. 2 for the back, Phoenix Park, and last of all is Spinning Hill. Mystigic kept the rail in the lead, about a half length in front of Falvalon. Century Kid out 3 is working and pushing on towards the front, and Century Kid is going up to eyeball Mystigic, and Falvalon's a length and a half away third. 2 Phoenix Park, 4th outside at Bomber Bill. 1 further back, Spinning Hill through the gap with about 550 metres to go. Mystigic just led Century Kid. 2 further back, Falvalon's got the drop on the leaders. Over on the inside, Phoenix Park, a length into Bomber Bill, and 2 last of all, Spinning Hill, about 5 lengths off them as they come to the turn, and Mystigic just in front of Century Kid, and here's Falvalon peeling out 3 wide now, a length further back, Phoenix Park. Spinning Hill and Bomber Bill are out late. It's Mystigic tackled by Falvalon, Century Kid, and Spinning Hill with a big run coming down the outside. Spinning Hill has raced up now. She got a bit tight on them, but Spinning Hill from the back, she's done it again. Spinning Hill a half length, a great go for the Miners. Bomber Bill, Mystigic and close up Century Kid, and Falvalon, and Phoenix Park is behind those.
Well, what a result. Firstly for the mare, Spinning Hill, and her connections, Guy Walter, but for Frankie Dettori. Group 2 win here. He'd won on La Zoffany at Flemington in what you could call was a minor race at the Melbourne Cup Carnival a couple of years back. But today, he's got into the big time here by winning a Group 2 race. He rides Grandera in the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. He got the ride because Paddy Payne, he must be thinking right now, boy, oh boy. But Spinning Hill with a sweeping run. There's no question that she's the top sprinter in Australia right now. On the turn, Frankie had her back at the rear where it's her best spot. Bomber Bill was inside of her. He was the surprise. He's finished second. But they were sweeping. Falvalon was about to go up and take the lead off Mystigic and Century Kid. Spinning Hill and Bomber Bill are sweeping wide. I wonder if he likes this ground, about 6 off for Grandera. But boy, can she finish, and Spinning Hill adds to her reputation today and adds a bit to Frankie Dettori's in Australia as well.
All I've got to say is good on you, Frankie. You showed us, we doubters, we Aussie doubters. You can ride, old son. You're pretty good. And so is she.
7.4 in a photo here. Maybe Mystigic will get there. The time is fast, 57.7. The record is 57.4.
I thought that Falbalon was a shade disappointing, but perhaps, you know, the race was set up for Spinning Hill, but she had to win it, and no, full honours to Spinning Hill and Frankie Dettori.
Came home the last 211.8. John Letts, what a result for Frankie Dettori.
Frankie, yeah, elated Frankie. Group 2 level, and the Melbourne Cup Carnival just starting.
I'm delighted I got the monkey off the back for the day.
and Frankie, just take us through it. You snagged back to last early.
Yeah,
It went very quickly.
She relaxed very good, and turning from home, she just done it herself.
He's brought his own cheer squad with him.
I didn't need to smack her. I just gave her a little tap and she flew home, and I got to say thank you to Greg because he got me the ride. Thank you, Greg.
And over the Melbourne Cup Carnival, you've also got a ride in the Cox Plate with Grandera, and over the Melbourne Cup Carnival, it could be a big year for you, Frankie, in Australia.
Well, the Cox Plate is very important. Let's hope we can do well. It's going to be probably the race of the year. Some great champions in the race. Really looking forward to it, and roll on the cup as well.
And now, I know you've won at Group 2 level, but what did you think of the Moonee Valley track?
It's sharp, very sharp.
Very sharp. It's not like the track you ride on overseas, but you've won at Group 2 level. Frankie, congratulations and good luck in the Cox Plate.
Thank you to the Australian crowd.
Frankie Dettori, ladies and gentlemen, very popular.
And as the crowd applaud Frankie Dettori, they applaud Guy Walt too. Well, that turned out just to the script as we were talking about before the race.
Yes, she's a wonderful mare, and she's got such a terrific finish. She's just got better with age. I was a little concerned to see her throw her head up out of the barriers, but then coming to the turn, I was feeling pretty good. He rode her beautifully. She's a wonderful mare. Can't say enough good about her. She's just got better with age, and I think, you know, she's proving this spring she's the best sprinter in the country. She's running in the Emirates on Oaks Day, and then she'll have a spell.
And the bloke on her back has had his critics in his visits to Australia, but he proved today that he's a very good horseman.
Well, he's won all the big races around the world. He's a great rider. He certainly got the best out of her in the finish, Peter.
Congratulations, guys. She is just so honest. She's tiny, but gee, she's got a big motor.
Yeah, she's a very nice mare. She's a beautiful mare.
Well done. Good luck for later on.
Thank you, Peter.
So does Frankie do the start dismount here, or does he wait for a Group 1? So, and what are the omens? Frankie Dettori, Grandera, Spinning Hill, a mare, Sunline, Guy Walter with Defier. And what about when Frankie told John Letts that the Cox Plate is the race of the year? I think he was talking worldwide. He wasn't talking about Australia. He was talking all around the world. This is a fabulous entree, isn't it, to the Cox Plate? He's done it.
I think he's getting better at that. I think that was dead set, a full, perfect landing.
Well, she's a wonderful mare, and this man has won 100 Group 1 races. The connections of Spinning Hill, haven't they had the ride of their life this spring, having won the Manikato, the Scalacci, and now the Schweppes? And the winner of the Scalacci Stakes at Caulfield on Guineas Day has won this race for the last 5 years. It has been the ultimate guide.
The red and, of course, the white cap colours of the Tate family, and what magnificent horses have carried those colours in the past, and certainly Spinning Hill's right up there with them.
Margins 3/4 of a length by a short head. Shortly, we'll be talking to the racing manager of Godolphin.
He's rolling.
Frankie Dettori left the screen, bringing home Spinning Hill, breaking 12 seconds for the last 200 here over Bomber Bill and Mystique. Correct weight? Let's check the dividends.
Seven Spinning Hill, 340 and 190. 4 Bomber Bill, 610. And no third for 2 Mystique. The Quinella, 56.60. Trifecta, 231.60. Exacta, 91.90.
Bomber Bill putting some real value into the trifecta there. The next race on the program, the Grosby Gold Cup.
And number 1, Mr. Prudent, Corey Brown. 2, Victory Smile, Danny Beasley. 3, the A-Train, Stephen King. 4, Maguire, Danny Nikolic. 5, Big Pat, Nashra Willer. 6, Rain Gauge, Greg Child. 7, Hey Pronto, Glenn Boss. 8, Sandmason, Stephen Arnold. 9, County Tyrone, Jim Cassidy. 10, Tandani, Peter Mertens. 11, Danyon, Darren Beedman. 13, Homewrecker, Kieran McAvoy. 14, Thong Classic, Brett Preble. 15, Firetain, Brian Park. 16, Balonic, Reece Wheeler.
The line-up for the Grosby Gold Cup. Rain Gauge was a solid favourite this morning. Let's see if he's maintaining that in the betting ring with Greg Radley.
Firm favourite down here, Rain Gauge, open about $3, and there are a number at double the each way quote or just a little bit shorter than that. And they are Victory Smile, also Hey Pronto, County Tyrone and Thong Classic. They're all around the $6 to $8 mark, but a firm favourite, Rain Gauge, at $3.
So wide betting race here, but as Greg said, we do have a solid first pick in Rain Gauge. Let's have a look at the totes.
1, Mr. Prudent, 38.90. 2, Victory Smile, 9.40. 3, the A-Train, 20.30. 4, Maguire, 13.50. 5, Big Pat, 14.90. 6, Rain Gauge, 3.70. 7, Hey Pronto, 16.40. 8, Sandmason, 23.60. 9, County Tyrone, 7.60. 10, Pantani, 46.80. 11, Danyon, 27.50. 13, Homewrecker, 12.90. 14, Thong Classic, 5.20. 15, Firetain, 79.80. 16, Balonic, 117.40.
So Thong Classic at 5.20 is Graham Sampiri's selection for the Grosby Gold Cup. Max, you're going with a favourite?
Yes, I thought Rain Gauge would win. Won this race last year. I thought his run in the Caulfield Cup was good for a race of this quality. And Rain Gauge must win today or run a very bold race to hold his Melbourne Cup rating.
Simon Crisford has joined us, the racing manager for Godolphin. Simon, great to have you here. What a success story this stable has been over the years. 95 Group 1 wins in 9 years in 11 different countries, hoping to make it a 12th country today.
Absolutely, no, it's tremendous, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to come here with such a great horse, and we hope we can do some good.
Grandera's the horse. What about Frankie Dettori winning on Spinning Hill here? You came into the box a moment ago and went like this. That was a good omen, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great, and I think with Frankie, he's Italian. He thrives on his emotions, and I think that would have given a lot of confidence.
Simon, has Grandera seen a track like Moonee Valley before?
Absolutely not. It's, we're taking a gamble bringing him here because it's such a tight track. He's used to galloping tracks. But, we think he can acquit himself really well. You said a great horse. Now, we're trying to get a handle just on how good, how great he is. On a world standing, how good is he? I would say he wouldn't be the best horse we've ever had. Dubai Millennium would be the best horse, but this horse is progressing. He's making such fast progress, and he's a great international horse.
We're seeing him right now. Are you happy with the way he's travelled today and the way he's settling into the double box that you've set up for him?
Very much so, yeah. Yeah, he's right on top of his game.
Simon, he's mad, bad and dangerous to be around. He looks quite placid there. He's enjoying himself.
They call him Hannibal Lecter here. But, no, I think it's a gross sort of exaggeration. He is quite a tricky horse. Malik Taj, the guy who looks after him, and John Phelan, who rides him every day, they have a very strong bond with him. But he's the type of horse that you have to respect. You couldn't get too close to him.
I was interested in reading today in the Melbourne Age that you said the Cox Plate, along with the Melbourne Cup and also the Kentucky Derby, were three of the holy grails for your stable. You wanted this very much.
Very much so. I mean, this horse, legitimately probably should be in the Breeders' Cup today in America. But we decided to bring him here. We felt that this is such a fabulous race. Has the history, tradition, the prestige, and, the hospitality has been fabulous.
Where would you expect him? Where would you be happy to see him settle down in the run?
Well, Frankie and I have got slightly different opinions. I think he's going to drop him in. I'm just going to tell him, don't get too far back, you can't here. But he'll drop him in, and I hope he doesn't come 5 wide. But the horse is really at the top of his game.
Don't be too dogmatic about that, not coming too far, yeah. 5 wide, yeah, mate, because exactly. It can be the place to be.
I know it can, I know.
So when we try to get a line on Grandera, you've had to get a line on our horses. We think it's the best Cox Plate we've ever seen. Is that everything? Is that what you're hearing everywhere?
I've heard it's an epic, and certainly looking at the competition, I think it is going to take a top horse to win. I just hope that this horse can travel in his race as well as he has done before.
And the Sunline story, you could imagine the emotion in this country and New Zealand surrounding her. And that's one of the great things, Simon. We get used to our horses. Northerly's a 6-year-old, Sunline's a 7-year-old. They become part of the fabric of Australian racing. We see them so often.
That's right. I mean, Sunline, we've seen her in Dubai. She's a wonderful race mare, and of course it'll be a fairy tale if she wins today, as she's retiring to stud. You know, I know what type of horses we've raced against her with, and I would say Grandera would be a lot better than the ones we've pitched against her before.
We feel as if she is unique. We're looking at her in the stall now. She's actually very close to Grandera. I think you're in 132 and she's 127. They're not far apart. Has there been a mare around the world that you've seen that has had the longevity and the success that this horse has had?
No, I've personally never seen a race mare as tough and resilient as Sunline. You know, I would say, you know, if she can win today, the whole of Australasia will go berserk, and deservedly so.
And behind us, the crowd. I mean, how does this compare with the big days that you've been to over the world, around the world?
Well, I've raced all around the world, as you know. I would say this compares very favourably with anywhere. I mean, I think the hospitality is magnificent. What I would say is I think you do it extremely well here. What I've noticed is the number of young people that come racing, and it's a very respected sport. I mean, this is mainstream stuff, whereas in England, the horse racing doesn't have anything like the respect that you have here. And I think it's truly magnificent.
Thanks for dropping in and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Simon Crisford, the racing manager of Godolphin with Grandera in the Cox Plate. Neil Kearney's been busy today. He's been keeping an eye on Sunline.
There are not a lot of residents in this quiet little cul-de-sac, but it's the most valuable bit of real estate in Australia today. About $30 million the owners are worth. Now down there is the 5-star colt Lonhro, beautifully educated, impeccably bred. And down the other end, the English playboy Grandera. He's in his own padded cell, specially built and renovated by the Moonee Valley Racing Club. He's got his own ensuite, had the bed turned down with his own special straw. He's got the lot. And across here is the girl from the other side of the tracks, the other side of the Tasman, Sunline and Claire Bird. Claire, do you think she knows her neighbours?
No, and I really don't think she cares either. She's just going to go out and try her hardest.
By the look of her, you don't think she might like to stare them down just this last time?
No, I don't think so. She's got a job to do, and all her job is to get to the line first, and that's what she'll do.
Now, I know you're going to say it's no different from any other day, Claire, but it is.
Well, it's not, because the only thing that's going to be different about it is tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll come to the realisation that she's not coming back, and that's it. But still got a job to do today, and still got a race to get through, and that's about it, really.
And you know what the last question is?
What's that?
Is she going to win?
She'll try her best.
Well answered, Claire Bird there with Neil Kearney. Let's see what Sunline's paying in the other great horses in the Carlton Draft Cox Plate.
Number 1, Northerly, 320. 2, Assertive Lad, 22.60. 3, Grandera, 10.10. 4, Defier, 11.50. 5, Fields of Omar, 10.60. 6, Lonhro, 4.60. 7, Eustonov, $30. 8, Sunline, $5.20. 9, Bella Spree, 10.90.
So Northerly remains a hot favourite. He is the reigning champion. His jockey today is back from suspension, Paddy Payne.
He can run in and out, and he can be a bit lazy in the middle stages, but when it comes down to a tight finish, he always puts his head out, and very, very handy for a jockey's point of view. If you didn't know anything about him, you rode in track work, you'd say he's a waste of time taking the races. But he's an amazing horse. Like he goes out in track work every morning, he's very lazy, and when he gets in front of a crowd race day, he's probably one of the most courageous horses you've come across. I reckon Lonhro's probably a champion racehorse. I've loved Lonhro since he was a 3-year-old, since he won the Caulfield Guineas. Sunline ran as though she might be able to turn the tables on Lonhro, though, when they met at their last start, so she's going to be very hard to beat.
Plenty of breeze about. How lucky we've been in Melbourne today with this wonderful crowd at the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. Plenty of blue skies above. Frankie Dettori's already ridden a winner here today. What a rider he's been. A bloke who can laugh at himself, and boy, does he have fun.
In the colours of Godolphin, trained by Saeed bin Sarur and ridden by Frankie Dettori.
Have you been practising the flying dismount?
Well, I've had 10 Group 1s this year, so I've had 10 jumps, yes.
Well, I've been practising it, and it's not as easy as it seems, is it?
But not from there. You better try on a horse.
Have you had any clangers where you've landed on your butt?
No. No.
Have you tried with pike?
No.
I reckon your mum was better at it.
Yeah, my mum used to work in the circus, and she used to stand on 2 horses. She was very, very good on horse.
Now, Greggy Hall walked the course with you during the week. What did he tell you, Frankie?
He told me, good luck, son.
Did he mention the tennis courts or the squash courts or any places to make a move?
I'm not going to tell you that. That's for me to keep secret.
So you'll be thinking that as you go down the back, will you? What did Greggy tell me?
He told me, good luck, son.
Grandera. Now, you've said a few times, Grandera's a bit of a mad racehorse.
That's right. He's different, he's eccentric, and he's peculiar, but that is Grandera. And you never know which cards he's going to deal you.
Or which horse he is?
Exactly. You can throw the odd bad race in, but, you know, when the chips are down and the big race comes, he usually comes through.
Grandera's coming out of the pack now. He's chasing Paolini. It's Grandera coming after Paolini.
Singapore, I mean, you worked the horse pretty hard, didn't you?
Yeah, he's won a nice race there, and he won again twice this year, and his horse that at least we know that he can travel and win, so that's a good point too.
If you win this afternoon, will that be the 4th country in which you've rode him to victory? Ascot, Ireland, Singapore?
Could be, yes. You know more than I do.
Would that be some sort of personal best for a man who spends his life globetrotting?
Yes, I mean, first and foremost, it'd be very important for me to win a big major race in Australia. I've been coming here for 8 years now, and I hope that this year is my lucky year.
Here's win number 1,000 in Britain for Frankie Dettori.
Frankie Dettori for Godolphin win the Sajita 1,000 guineas in grand style.
It's that man Dettori again, but it's going to be 4 out of 4 for Frankie Dettori, and it's going to be 5 out of 5 for Frankie. What a day. It's 6 out of 6 for Frankie. It's Fujiyama Crest under top weight, a half in front. He's going to do it. Frankie Dettori, 7 out of 7. It's a history maker. Frankie Dettori on Fujiyama Crest.
Now, being a captain on a question of sport, you get to, you know, you obviously know a lot about sport. How many derbies have you won?
0.
How many Cox Plates?
0. I never rode in a Cox Plate.
Well, by this afternoon, what will we say?
Hopefully 1 after this afternoon.
Quick jump, Frankie.
Woo!
We've already seen it, and didn't he wow this crowd today? Frankie Dettori winning the Schweppes on Spinning Hill goes with Grandera in the Carlton Draft Cox Plate. But before that, the Old Moonee Valley Gold Cup, the Grosby Gold Cup, and a field of 15 to run here. Mr. Prudent, 8 years of age, 2nd in the Sydney Cup this year, won it the year before, ran 12th in the Melbourne Cup last year.
Yes, well, Mr. Prudent is trained by George Hanlon, a great man with an old horse, great man with any horse for that matter. But no, last start effort, 6th at Flemington was a solid performance.
Victory Smile number 2, back from 40s to 20s in winning the Metropolitan last start at Randwick.
Yes, Metropolitan winner, up sharply in the weights here, but nevertheless, to be a live Melbourne Cup contender, you would think that he had to run well.
The A-Train number 3, 11th in the winning edge behind the Second Mortgage. Did win the Adelaide Cup in May.
Striving to reach top form. Perhaps today he will show a glimmer of his best. And, you know, he is a 2-miler. As the journeys extend, he should get better.
Maguire's been scratched at his last 2 starts. The track's been too hard for him runs today. He won the Auckland Cup at the beginning of the year.
Again, another one striving to reach top form. I'd have to have a look at him, see him produce something better than he has been in recent races before I could back him.
The grey Big Pat, number 5, who was 12 to 1 in the Melbourne Cup last year after running 3rd in this race, the Moonee Valley Cup. He did win a South Australian Derby as a 3-year-old.
Yes, that's old form, but he was beaten at Moe last start, and he was, I suppose, a reasonable 6th in the Metropolitan, but he's another that's striving to reach form.
Rain Gauge is currently 3rd favourite for the Melbourne Cup, equal 3rd favourite. He won this race last year, was 7th in the Caulfield Cup.
Well, considering the calibre of the opposition, Rain Gauge has got to win this and run very, very well to maintain that rating in the Melbourne Cup. His last start, 7th, was a good effort in the Caulfield Cup. This isn't as tough, The 14 Alley's a bit of a problem. You wonder where Greg Childs will have him, but you know, he's got to just about win this to be any chance on the first Tuesday in November.
Hey Pronto, 7th in the Epsom, ran 5th in the Doncaster behind Sunline in the autumn.
He was scratched recently, and you wonder whether he's prime, but on his best form, fit and well, he would be one of the hardest to beat.
Sam Mason scratched at the barrier in the Caulfield Cup.
Usually a front runner was expected to inject pace into the Caulfield Cup. Has blinkers on today, and a barrier blanket will be used on him at the barrier. On his best form overseas, he'd be some hope here.
9 County Tyrone won the Queensland Derby in the winter, was 7th in the Coonji.
Very strong tip this morning, County Tyrone. Of course, he's just working into top form. He's ready today. Given a clear break in the run, he should figure in the placings. Otherwise, he'll be very disappointing.
10 Pantani, another grey like Big Patton, also won the South Australian Derby this year. First start to date, Moonee Valley.
Can lead, could supply some pace here. I just wonder whether he's got the quality to get away with a race like this.
C11 Daniel, 8th in the Metropolitan, prior to that 3rd in the Newcastle Cup.
When he puts it all together, he's an above-average stayer, but you've got to catch him on his day. He didn't get the best of runs in the Metropolitan last start, and he could well bob up.
13 Home Wrecker was 2nd in the Adelaide Cup when favourite, 7th in the Cranbourne Cup, has won twice at Moonee Valley.
He can produce a good run, only 4 wins perhaps from 35 starts, but a handy stayer. The breaks went his way today, he could create an upset.
Thong Classic, best back runner in the ring, 3rd at his last 3 starts.
Well, obviously working up close to a win. This will show whether he's got the necessary class to win a race like the Grosby Gold Cup. Barrier 5, Brett Preble up, should get a nice run.
15 Firetain, 4th in the Adelaide Cup after winning the Carlton Draft at Morphettville. Moonee Valley record's good, 2 wins out of 3 starts.
Yes, there are others I prefer more, but certainly he looks ready for the occasion.
And Belonic, an emergency, getting a run with the Scratching the Spirit of Westbury. She's won 3 out of 7 at the Valley, including a couple of starts ago where she won over 1,600.
Well, that Valley form is a plus. Belonic looks fit, but by gee, that 10th out of 15 at Moe is no big rap.
So Thong Classic, the best back runner here, number 14, but the favourite is number 6, Rain Gage. Let's join Peter Donegan.
And down here in the mounting yard, Donna Logan saddles up Victory Smile, the Metro winner. Donna, looks pretty fit.
He's very hard and seasoned. He's travelled a treat, and I'm very pleased with him.
He came out here the other morning for breakfast with the best, and he's all legs in his galloping action, but he got around all right.
He's not the prettiest looking horse in his action. He's very ungamely, but he gets to the line well enough.
And he just stays all day.
Yeah, he keeps giving. He's got a big heart. He's answered every question I've asked of him, so I couldn't be happier with him.
Heading towards the first Tuesday in November?
That's the plan. That's the big aim, so we're hoping like hell.
You're going to be a busy girl that day, because not only might you saddle him up, but you're bringing a tour out. You normally bring a tour from New Zealand.
Yeah, we've got 52 people accompanying us this year, so we'll be a bit busy, but I think they'll be busy too.
Might be a loud roar if he happens to win.
Oh, there'll be a lot of support from home.
Donna, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Donna Logan there, the trainer of Victory Smile. She did a terrific job when that horse was successful in the Metrop. So the runners are about to leave the mounting yard and make their way to the barrier for the Grosby Gold Cup. It hasn't been a bad